Hi everyone, welcome back to the vlog. So we are on day, I don't know, 17, 18 of self-isolation. And there's still lots of stuff going on the farm. And so I thought maybe some of you are tired of seeing videos of people stuck at home, even though that's what this is. There is so many things going on the farm. We have lots of chores to do, lots of animals to take care of, and lots of little funny moments. So if that sounds good to you, stick around because that's what we're doing next. So Levi is cleaning out the chicken coop. He's first using his hoe to clean it out, and then he's putting it in his bucket, and he's taking his bucket to the garden, and he's dumping it in the garden. Right? Are you a big helper? You're going to the garden now? Good job! You gonna go get more? Oh, don't dump it there. You gotta dump it in the garden. Digging? You're gonna do some digging? That's poop, yep. Someone's gonna have a bath tonight, that's for sure. Levi, of course, needs assistance, so though I video him doing all the cute parts, I actually do help in between. So I'm just gonna finish cleaning out this coop so that the chickens will have a nice clean spot to sleep and lay their eggs. Levi is still hard at work. We've got a big pile here to move, but the inside, hopefully you can see, is all clean. So we're gonna put new bedding in there and they'll be all ready for spring. Some straw and some shavings, and I'll bring Levi's shovel. That'll be easier than him using his hands all the time. There, that's much better. Good job. Is it faster with your hands? Shovel, that's right. To help you, I'll put some in here too. And Mommy's gonna put some shavings. And they have fresh straw and shavings. It's funny because my chickens were like not laying at all for months in the winter, and now look how many eggs I'm getting. Like 4, 5, sometimes even 6 eggs in a day. So I really need to find ways to use up these eggs. One of the positive things about living on the farm is the fact that we can go over to the barn when we're getting a little stir crazy or the weather is not nice and we just need to get out of the trailer. So we are going to head over and go there for milking, maybe help a little, and just get out of the house. I really feel for you moms that are out there that don't have a big yard or place to let the kids run around because, oh my goodness, he has so much energy. Going outside is my saving grace. And the barn is great backup for when we can't be outside. The only thing about driving to the barn, which you have to do because... Okay, come. No, we're driving. We're driving because we're going to the big barn. We have to drive there. The only problem with having to drive there is those muddy boots need to go in my van, which is not my favorite. All right, let's go in the barn. Good job. Is the milk coming out? Are you helping? No, Daddy's doing it. So for us, as you can see, life goes on the farm. The cows still need to be milked twice a day and fed and taken care of. So though some things have changed, some things have definitely stayed the same. It seems that every time I bring Levi to the barn, he learns something new. He's always watching to see what Daddy is doing, and he wants to do exactly the same thing.
Tonight, of course, was no exception. He wanted to try squeezing the teats himself like Daddy does to get out some of the milk.
Were you squeezing the teats? With your hand? Just like Daddy does? I think that cow is looking at us. Hi, cow. You can't reach? Go to Daddy then.
Here, you can help me.
What's Daddy doing? Is he getting milk? Big smile on his face. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the holes.
Levi loves to feed animals, even if it just means taking some food from one side of the barn and adding it to the other side of the barn. He wants to work, and he thinks feeding animals is the best way to do that.
Alright, this isn't a clean with me, but like, dishes are such a battle. Like, I already did dishes today. Look at all these dishes. The table's got stuff on it, stuff in the sink. The only plus side is I have these lovely little ducks that have decided that this is their watering hole out here, and they just sleep and hang out and play over here. And so at least while I'm doing dishes, I can be watching the ducks. Did you give the bunny a kiss? Gentle with its eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Mommy will pick it up. So we've reached new levels. I don't know what day of self-isolation we're on, but we're on the level of let's give the child some lettuce, you know, just the end of it that I wasn't going to use, and let him cook. So that's what he's doing. Yes, I'm going to have to clean this up, so could be worse. Could be something that stains or is sticky. So I'm just going to let him go with it. And if he decides to eat some of it, it won't hurt him. How is it? Is it good? Funny, because if I fed him that on a plate, he wouldn't eat it, but... Wow, you're good at cooking. Pretty soon, Mommy's just going to sit down, put her feet up, and you can do all the cooking and cleaning and take care of all the animals. Anyone else have any other creative ideas of what I can do with a toddler? I know there's lots of ideas out there, but he's just at the age where everything is a mess. His attention span's not very long, so I hate to set up a whole bunch of stuff only for him to play for 5 minutes, and then I have to clean it all up. Levi's found some old bottles and a nipple for it. Is that where it goes? Do you need Mommy to help you?
The world may be standing still or seem like it's come off the hinges, but spring is still coming, and the evidence is clear in the things I see growing. This is one of the many little chores that needs to be done. I do like to give fresh straw to the different animals when they need it, and in order to get that, I have to come over to the old barn here. And we like to just fill up a feed bag and leave it in the mudroom, so when we need it for whatever we're doing, I just go to the mudroom and grab the bag.
Are you helping Mommy? Wow, you're such a big boy. That's right, you hear the animals in the barn. One of my absolute favorite parts about having rabbits is letting them run around outside. I do let them run around outside in the winter when the weather permits, but spring is when they get really excited to be outside. It's so cute just to watch them do little spins, and you can tell just be so excited that the weather is getting nice. So I realize I have a big garden. I mean, like, it's quite large. But when I start thinking about planting, I'm like, this is not a big enough garden. I am definitely going to need a bigger garden. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this whole virus thing has got me way more into gardening. I was already into gardening before, but now I'm like, I want to grow even more of our own food. I don't want to have to rely on what's at the grocery store. I realized that, you know, this will probably pass and all of that, but it just made me realize how much I rely on the grocery store and how much I would rather just grow my own food. Now, I mean, to be honest, I am due to have a baby around the time when we should be planting the garden. I know my dad will help out, but I don't know if I can take on a much larger garden this year. We will see, but definitely in the plans for the year after. So this year I'll try to do some more prepping for that for sure. So I realize to the average person it just looks like my yard is a mess, which, you know, to a degree it is. But I actually have these boards and cardboard here to make sure that I don't get any weeds that grow up there. So I should be able to, all of the areas that the cardboard's kind of deteriorated in these areas, but I should be able to put down soil there without having weeds underneath and kind of expand my garden in those areas. So that would be good because right now it does go quite far, but I definitely could go another 10-12 feet. Now the thing about the area that is closer to the trailer and on this side is that it gets a lot more shade. So I do want to expand that, but I have to be really mindful of what plants I put there because some will not do well with that much shade. Are you practicing for the summertime when you get to water the garden? So the other thing I have is over on the side where the pigs are is I have this really big tree. Don't get me wrong, I love this tree, but I do have quite a few branches that are hanging low over the garden side. My dad does like to cut branches, but those ones might be a bit much. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely don't want too much shade over my garden.
So, time to do a little bit of tidying up. The weather is nice. We're looking for things to do since we are around the house all the time. And one of the things I wanted to do was to get rid of some of these tall weeds that have seed pods on them. Most of them will drop those seeds if they haven't already, and that will add to the number of weeds, some of them fairly nasty. So if I can get rid of those, then that at least will cut down the number of nasty weeds that we have to deal with when the spring weather really starts coming into effect.
Are you feeding the piggy? Good job! I did not ask him to do this. He just decided he'd start picking some green leaves here and feeding them to the pig. I think the pig has found a friend. Mommy help you with it? Here. There you go, piggy. Is that your baby bunny? Is that the baby's blanket? Aww, that's a nice baby. Well, good morning, guys. So, last night when my husband came in, he said he saw a raccoon outside, so he did go and set a trap. Unfortunately, when I came out this morning, I noticed something out in the yard that looked to be possibly something dead. I haven't gone up and looked closely, but it does appear to be a white bird of some sort. I've looked at my animals. I don't think it's one of mine. It's probably one of my father-in-law's. He doesn't keep his locked up, so he has more casualties than I do. But it has put me a little on edge with the animals. I do let my chickens, some of them free roam during the day, and usually the raccoons don't come out during the day, but I'm still just keeping a close eye on everyone. I really don't want to lose any of my animals to predators, obviously if I can help it. Here you can see they're all out and about. There was already a little commotion this morning and I came running over just worried with what was going on, but I think everyone's still here, so I think I'm just being paranoid. Also, this particular kind of chicken, he's thinks he's one of them, I think. Are you feeding them? I don't lock him in here, in case you're wondering, but if we leave the door open, the chickens get out. So if he goes in, the door has to be closed. Are you coming back out? Alright, let's close the door. See, this is the kind of commotion they make that makes me nervous, but they're just fighting. Just being typical chickens. So I'm not going to get up close and show you because I don't like gruesome things either, but you can see that there is a white thing out there. And definitely looks like a bird, so a duck or a chicken. So we had a dump truck come and dump kind of some gravel material here just because the lane was getting really bad for ruts and mud. So we're going to just get ourselves a little pail of it from here to fill in some of the holes in our chicken coop. That's right, the dump truck came. Levi's going to attempt to put some of them in the bucket and then I'll help him. Yeah, good job. You hear the tractor, I know. It's distracting. Good work. Alright, let's go back to the chicken coop. We've got our bucket. I just take small buckets at a time because this stuff has asphalt and stuff in it, so it is heavy. Right? It's a heavy bucket. So if you watched, I don't think it was my last vlog, it was the vlog before, you know that there was a creature living in the chicken coop and I didn't know what it was. I have since discovered that it is a rat. We did trap it. It's a live trap, don't worry, but I don't know if that's all of them. There might be more. We've set more traps, but so far that's the only one we've caught, so we will see if we catch any more. Excuse me? Where are you going? He's leaving. But I'm trying to fill in the holes because there's quite a few holes in the chicken coop. So that's what I've got this bucket for. So we've filled in some of them, but you can see like here, over here, here. There's a whole bunch of them, so I want to try and fill those in. Yeah.
No.
Good job. Can you do some more?
No.
Here. See? Look. We push them in the holes. There. Is that good? Alright. We've gotten started. Those holes are filled in, those ones. Time to get another bucket. This is seriously my least favorite part about spring, is the amount of flooding. It gets so wet around here and so muddy. And it means I gotta really closely supervise him because this becomes like a pond. And everything is just muddy and mud's tracked everywhere. This is what life looks like when you have a toddler. I gave it to him, I said, don't dump it. We're gonna take it over to the chickens. See how many steps we got from the door? Yeah, 2 steps from the door and it's all dumped out. So now he's cleaning it up. He's decided he's going to clean up with this shovel. That's a lot of work. We could just leave it there and then when it's a nice day and the chickies are out, they can eat it. Shall we just leave it there? Unfortunately, it's pretty wet over here by the chickens too. Did you find a big puddle? Alright, we're going to feed these chickies. Alright, there you go, chickies. Now, this hole here, I filled that hole in yesterday, which makes me think that it was dug back out, which makes me think I still have rats, which is not a surprise, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, definitely, because there's a hole in the back I had filled in, that's completely dug out. This one is, that one is. This one is. I gotta catch these rats. Well, I am gonna end things here. This vlog, I'm sure, is much longer than it usually is. There's so much going on the farm, and with spring coming, there's definitely gonna be lots of content, so definitely stay tuned for that. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and that you're staying home as much as possible, and I look forward to seeing you in my next vlog. Bye, guys!